50,000 volts of raw electricity, a foam-tipped impact round to the chest, direct verbal commands backed by a loaded firearm. In 99% of street encounters, this advanced police arsenal stops a threat instantly. But what happens when you run into the 1%? What happens when a suspect, fueled by pure adrenaline or desperate survival instincts, fights right through your commands, ignores less lethal warnings, and physically goes to war with an entire canine unit? In police work, this is the ultimate breaking point. It's the split.
On the ground! Don't fight my dog! Don't fight the dog!
Look at this chilling, viral body cam footage captured in broad daylight. An unnamed DUI suspect refuses to comply with police commands, stepping out into an open field. He ignores direct orders, displays erratic behavior, and refuses to show his hands. Unsure if the suspect is carrying a hidden weapon, officers exhaust their verbal options and deploy their tactical canine unit. What happens next is a case study in pure, unadulterated aggression. Instead of submitting to the dog's bite, the suspect instantly engages the animal in an all-out ground war. He violently wraps both hands around the dog's neck, locking it into a brutal, crushing stranglehold. As a swarm of backup officers races in to separate them, the suspect completely overpowers the animal. He shifts his weight, drives the dog into the dirt, gets directly on top of it, and continues to violently choke the animal out.
Call the dog, bro! He's choking the dog, bro. I'm gonna tase him, tase him.
Desperate to save their four-legged partner from losing consciousness, a deputy deploys a taser point blank into the suspect's back. But look at the suspect's reaction. Fueled by raw adrenaline, he completely tanks the electrical voltage, refusing to break his chokehold even while being shocked. It takes the combined physical weight of an entire stack of officers frantically throwing themselves into the pile to finally overpower the suspect.
Tried choking the dog out?
He did choke the dog out.
Crack his grip and secure the cuffs. While the dog survived this terrifying assault, it stands as absolute proof of how vulnerable these animals are on the street. If you think that's an isolated incident, look at what happened here.
Amanda Gears was sitting inside this car with her friend looking at baby pictures when she says someone who she didn't know came up to the car.
September 30th, 2018, Jacksonville, Florida. A routine night turns volatile when 17-year-old Jamel Pascal carjacks a vehicle at gunpoint.
Pointed the gun at me and said, drive. This isn't a joke.
Triggering a high-stakes pursuit. Law enforcement coordinates with OnStar operators who remotely disable the stolen car's engine near Interstate 10.
She was freaking out.
He then called OnStar and says police were able to track the vehicle using that system.
Left with nowhere to run, the armed teenager bolts into a dense, pitch-black wooded area. Tracking an armed carjacker through the dark brush is an incredibly dangerous mission for human deputies. To safely clear the tree line, Officer Matt Herrera deploys Canine Fang, a 3-year-old German Shepherd known for his speed and elite tracking drive. Fang charges into the thick brush to neutralize the threat. Moments later, the woods erupt with gunfire.
It's a revolver. We're looking at 5 or 6 rounds. Multiple units. He just 18 to K9.
Pascal fires point blank, killing Canine Fang instantly.
Well, whatever lieutenant we can get call in a K9.
Another canine officer was called in.
But the tactical perimeter holds. Guided by the location of the gunfire, a secondary canine team moves in, pinpoints the suspect, and executes a successful physical apprehension. For Officer Herrera, the night ends in profound trauma. He's left holding an empty leash, mourning a partner with whom he spent more time than his own family. The true impact of Fang's death, however, would unfold in the aftermath. In court, prosecutors rejected leniency for the teenage shooter. Tried as an adult, Pascal pleaded guilty to armed
Pascal is
carjacking,
facing
kidnapping,
15
and
to
killing a
35
police
years in
dog.
prison after pleading guilty to all 6 charges.
The tragedy ignited a fierce legislative debate in Florida, exposing a legal system that treated high-value tactical canines as minor property assets. Outraged lawmakers mobilized to pass Senate Bill 96, forever known as Fang's Law. Signed by the governor, it upgraded the killing of a service animal to a second-degree felony, raising the statutory maximum to 15 years in prison strictly for the animal abuse charge. Canine Fang gave his life to protect his human tack, and in doing so, reshaped the legal landscape for working dogs across the state.
According to prosecutors, Matthew Mireles led law enforcement on a chase.
Cornered by state troopers and sheriff's deputies, Mireles refuses to surrender. Instead, he draws a firearm. January 25, 2019, far west Bexar County, Texas. An intense multi-county pursuit at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour finally comes to a halt on Loop 1604. The suspect, Matthew Reyes Mireles, abandons his disabled vehicle and flees on foot toward a crowded shopping center.
In the middle of the highway, waving a gun.
To prevent a catastrophic ambush and stop the gunman from reaching innocent civilians, handlers deploy Canine Chucky, a seasoned 5-year-old Belgian Malinois with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. Chucky sprints into the darkness, charging directly into the line of fire to neutralize the shooter.
It was then that Canine Chucky was deployed, but was allegedly shot by Mireles.
Mireles redirects his weapon and fires point blank into the dog, killing Chucky instantly. But Chucky's final action achieved its tactical objective. By absorbing the gunfire, he shielded the human deputies stacking directly behind him, allowing the perimeter to hold until Mireles was shot.
When the suspect bailed out, the vehicle was still in reverse. It struck one of the lead units involved in the pursuit.
The night ended in profound devastation, returning to a department in mourning with nothing but an empty leash. The legal aftermath of Chucky's death set a massive precedent for how the American justice system values working animals.
It's all on video. Fired shots at Chucky as he's coming to disarm the defendant.
Waving his gun at them, they didn't fire until he fired at Canine Chucky.
Rather than treating the incident as mere property damage, prosecutors aggressively pursued maximum penalties. In March 2023, Matthew Mireles was convicted on multiple counts, including 8 counts of aggravated assault on a public servant and felony interference with a police service animal. The judge handed down 3 consecutive life sentences in prison. The historic ruling signaled a permanent shift in the courts. An attack on a police canine is legally recognized as a direct, potentially lethal assault on the law enforcement team itself. Which brings us to our ultimate question for today's video. Is it ethically justifiable to knowingly sacrifice a loyal, living animal to protect human officers and preserve the lives of the violent suspects who choose to fight them? This is a heavy topic, and we want to hear your honest perspectives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.